wait a minute. Don't you forget to unmute yourself. Hey, we got 8 people watching. Hello and welcome. If you tuned in right as soon as I went live, you got a sneak peek of the new chair. Can you see it? Look at the new chair. Oh my God, it's fancy. Look how fancy it is. I'm fancy now. If you didn't think I was fancy before, now you know. What's up? Yo, we got Chris. W all, say hi. It's been way too long. You've been sleeping. You've been sleeping on Bitcoin. You've been sleeping on my live streams. But you won't be sleeping for long. Hello and welcome to HODL Harmony. Come on, let's get some music going. What's happening? What's happening here? What's happening here? Hello and welcome to HODL Harmony, where the beat of the blockchain meets the rhythm of riches. Are you riding this crypto wave with me? It's been a while. I'm kind of forgetting all my stuff here. Hello, I am Tom Durante, the maestro. Give it a second. It's only been like 4 days since I've been live. The maestro. I am but a humble crypto enthusiast who got into this wild world back in 2020 with a GPU mining rig and a passion for passive income. I'm bullish on Bitcoin and Cardano. And did I mention Bitcoin facing the right way, not like the last time? And did I mention Cardano? Because I'm bullish on Bitcoin and Cardano, but I also like taking profits with other coins. With my background in music, as in I'm a musician, and my music in the background, as in the music that's playing right now, I bring a unique vibe to breaking down the crypto economy. Think of it as a soundtrack to your hodling journey here on HODL Harmony. You can expect videos whenever the hell I feel like it. And yeah, that's just all there is to it. It's been a wild week. Just like you said, things have been crazy to say the least, and I am not missed out on any of the craziness. And I'll get to that in a minute. You can expect videos whenever I feel like it, with market updates, simple technical analysis to read those charts, wallet guides to keep your coins safe, stories from my ongoing mining journey, and practical crypto tips. Something else. Whether you're new, whether you're new or a seasoned hodler, I'm here to learn and grow with you. I may be a few years ahead of you on your journey, and also, I may be not. But as always, remember, I'm no expert, just passionate, and I'm very passionate at that. So as always, do your own research. And on the way in, I would love to ask for your support in helping our channel with its mission of growth and growing. We are doing 5,912 subscribers. We will be breaking 6,000 very shortly. That's very exciting. My last short did really well. WTF happened to my Nano 3S? I don't know. Let's take a look over here at the dual cam and introducing our co-pilots in charge here. The crew, our special guests, the crew of the USS Enterprise beaming in. I really wish I could get my microphone over there because it's fun. It's just fun. Beaming in from the Starship Enterprise, we've got the captain. I almost said Jean-Luc Picard. Definitely not. That would get me kicked off. Captain James T. Kirk. Commander Lieutenant Spock? I don't know anybody else's rank, but anyway. Spock. The Doc. Sulu. I believe, who else is coming? I think there's one more coming. I'm not sure. It might be Scotty. I don't remember who it is. But WTF happened to this little guy. This little guy should be over there. Should be on. Should have a nice purple light. Should have, 6.31 terahash. But instead, it's got crap in the plug. I don't know that you'll be able to see that. But it has crap in the plug. I don't know what happened. I have no idea. No idea. No freaking idea. And it's really pissing me off because I had a little catastrophe. So apparently, I learned the hard way that I cannot run 2 very big mining rigs. Why is my music not playing? This is kind of pissing me off. Play music continuously while I talk. That's kind of what you do. So I had a little problem. I was out late and I got home and I was working in my workshop. Okay. I was driving around, so I plugged my car in. So I'm charging the car, which takes a decent amount of energy. And I am running, as always, my 2 Avalon 1246s, the big boys. Let's see, is this them? Nope. Anyway, running 2 large crypto miners, running my Avalon Q, which uses a significant amount of power, not as much as those. And I was also heating up my sauna. Well, guess what happened? All of the power in my house turned off. The main breaker got tripped. I was just using way too much energy. Entirely too much energy. So yeah, I won't do that again. That kind of sucked. I was like, oh crap, what happened? I was working in the garage and all of a sudden it was dark. And for once, I didn't have a flashlight in my pocket. So that kind of sucked. But other than that, things have been going well. So I turned all the power back on. Something happened to my mining rig, and I don't know what it is. But luckily, it should still be under warranty. And I reached out to Avalon, or to Canon, and they did reach back out to me. So hopefully I can get that fixed. I also told them about my other Nano 3, the original Nano 3, that also got something wrong with it. So hopefully they can figure it out, and hopefully it doesn't cost too much to fix, because that would be unfortunate. Alrighty, so how are we doing, my dear friends? It's been quite some time. I've had a busy week as well. So you've never seen that? Yeah, did you see the short? I have no idea what the heck happened. I think the power cable's over there. Let me see if I can grab it real quick. No, I cannot grab it real quick. I'm stuck. My cable's stuck under the chair. Okay, we're free. Let's get into it. Please forgive me. I can't hear anything. All right, now I can hear everything. Oh, you've never seen a whole main breaker go off? It's a 150 amp, it looked like, 150 amp. Is that not, shouldn't I have 200 amp service? I'll have to call up FPL and see what happened. I need more power! I've also never run that much equipment before all at once, so it was a little intense. The sauna uses over 1500 watts. The car probably uses over that. And all the miners together use probably 8,000 watts. So yeah, I was pulling some serious wattage, and it just gave out. So that sucks. But anyway, let's get into the news, because I've had some life developments. Chris, are you still watching? You said life is a little crazy. I had some craziness as well. Yeah, 200, no problem. I thought, isn't a typical home service like a 200 amp service? Yeah, normally 100 or 200. Daryl says, hello Daryl, watching in the car. I really don't know why my music is not doing what it needs to be doing. This is annoying. Please continue to play music so I don't have to think about it. Yeah, it does. I mean, something melted. Something was weird. But hopefully they can fix it for me, or send me a whole new one. I don't know, because I'm a repeat customer. So anyway, some tragedy happened in my professional life, I suppose. So I've been a teacher for the last 11 years. And I've enjoyed most of it. The kids are the best part of it. All the drama that goes along with it is not the best part of it, but we deal with it because it's a good paycheck and I've got benefits and all this fun stuff. So you may have remembered back in the end of May, I decided that I was going to quit because of schedule changes and things like that. And then I changed my mind and I was like, you know what? I'll tough it out one more year. And so I decided, okay, I'll stay one more year. That was all contingent upon me finishing the requirements to get my teaching certificate transferred from a temporary to a permanent. And apparently, with no guidance from anyone, apparently I was not able to finish all of these requirements. And so I did not transfer. Apparently I didn't even have an application in when I was like, yes, I know I did. But it's all kinds of convoluted. Needless to say, I will no longer be teaching. And so I've been at a little crossroads trying to figure out what I'm doing. I've been doing some door dashing. That's where I met Daryl. He's chatting with me. He's watching right now as he's dashing the streets. Good luck out there. Be safe, my friend. And so, yeah, I've been trying to figure out what to do with my life. I knew already that I was going to be focusing more on my piano work and things like that, but now there is no time to waste. And so this YouTube thing can start taking off any minute now. And we are going to be plugging the Patreon and getting that going, because that'll be another nice little income stream. So I never finished my little plea for help. If you want to help out the channel in our mission of growth, we almost have 6,000 subscribers, which is pretty cool. If you want to help out the channel in our mission of growth, a couple of things I will ask of you. Number 1, hit that like button. Number 2, smash the subscribe. Number 3, poke the notification bell so you get notified whenever I put out new content. And number 4, share the show with everyone you know. I think my music is working right. Yes, it is. That's good. Share the show with everyone you know. That will help us grow. Don't you know? Ooh, I added another rhyme to the end of that. That was cool. Number 5, join the conversation on Discord. And that reminds me, as always, I forgot to paste a little link so you can join the Discord, become a part of the conversation. It is starting to wake up in there. It was pretty quiet for a little while, and now we're starting to wake up, which is great. Love this music. So there's your link. Check it out. It gives me the option to pin it, but it just doesn't ever work. So I click it, but it just doesn't do it. So anyway, there's the link for the Discord. You can check that out and become a part of the conversation. And the last thing that you should do, if you want to support me, if you want to help this channel in our mission of growth and my mission of being free from the man, being independently, sufficiently able to pay all my bills, you can support me on Patreon. Become a patron on Patreon. And with that, let's get into some crypto news, because this was crypto week. We were supposed to have a blowout week. We were supposed to go to all-time highs, and instead what happened? We just kind of stagnated again. We're just stagnating. Bitcoin, what are you doing? Oh, one more little thing. This may or may not be the last time you see me sitting here. Where am I? I'm right here. I don't know if you can see me very well, but I'm over here. I'm sitting at my piano. See my little piano right here? It's a keyboard. My digital piano. This may be the last time you see me sitting here. I've been working on a cool desk. I've been building a desktop. I built the legs, and I've been working on the desktop, and it's going to be really nice. It's going to sit probably about yay high. It may be a standing desk, so we'll see. I hope I'll be finishing up that pretty soon. I think I'm done coating it. I need to paint the bottom. I'll paint that tonight, and I may just bring it on in here and set up on here tomorrow. So anyway, let's get into some crypto news for today, January 20th. Let's see. All right. The crypto market maintained its bullish momentum last week, with Bitcoin surging to new all-time highs above $120,000. That was literally a week ago today, before stabilizing around $118,000, driven by U.S. policy wins and institutional interest. The global market cap hovered at $3.68 trillion, reflecting a mix of gains and altcoins like Cardano and volatility in meme coins. Cardano saw positive developments amid price predictions, eyeing higher targets, while regulatory advancements, including President Trump signing the Genius Act for stablecoins, boosted sentiment. Excuse me. Overall, the Fear and Greed Index stayed in the greed territory, finally, with spot Ethereum ETFs marking their 1-year anniversary. And Litecoin posting double-digit gains. Congratulations. All right, so literally just a few hours from now, last week, if that makes any sense, Bitcoin hit a record of $123,000 US dollars. Bitcoin crossed $123,000 for the first time, peaking at $123,000. Oh, it crossed $120,000. As investors bet on US policy boosts like rate cuts and crypto-friendly regulations. Trump signs the Genius Stablecoin Act. President Trump signed the Genius Act regulating stablecoins and scoring a major win during Crypto Week. It was supposed to be like a triple play, but we only got one, so we'll take it. We'll take what we can get. Alongside the Clarity Act and anti-CBDC acts. I think he only signed one into law. I think only one of them passed. White House Crypto Summit. Trump hosted the first crypto summit at the White House featuring investors and CEOs, with Vice President J.D. Vance pledging support at the Bitcoin 2025 conference. That was over the summer last year. All right, spot ETFs for Ethereum turn 1. Ethereum ETF celebrated their first year with mixed performance and amid broader market gains. That's very cool for those of you who are into not actually holding actual crypto. But you know what? That's how it's got to start. We got to get the normies in. Number 5, Cardano's Hoskinson proposes ADA Bitcoin swap. Charles Hoskinson suggested selling $100 million of ADA for Bitcoin to kickstart DeFi, sparking discussions on Cardano's strategy. That was, I think that was longer than a week ago. I'd like to take this opportunity to remind you that your body is mostly water. What happened? My thing stopped. Is everything all right? Yeah, everything's all right. Your body is mostly water. Please, get your daily dose and stay hydrated. It's just that this thing is not acting right, but that's okay. I'm watching on a couple different screens, so I'm trying to figure out like what is going on. What is really going on? All right. We got some people watching. Please throw it up in the chat if you like what's going on. If you enjoy what I'm talking about, throw some stuff at me in the chat. Say hello. All right, number 6. Litecoin skyrockets double digits. Litecoin surged, contributing to altcoin momentum, while Bitcoin stalled at 118,000 over the weekend. You know, typically whenever Bitcoin has those little stall outs, that's when money flows into the altcoins. And we hadn't really seen that until this week, finally. So that's a good sign. That means our bull market, our bull market is back and ripping. The bulls are out of the cage. Number 7, Ripple and Wazir X drama. Ripple faced payouts, and India's Wazir X dealt with security issues, highlighting exchange vulnerabilities. Number 8, Cardano priced predictions soar. Absolutely. Analysts forecasting ADA hitting $3, following XRP's lead with pullbacks from 74 cents defended at 68 cent support. All right, that must be a short term. I'm going to go ahead and jump out on a limb and say that is a short term outlook, because watching Crypto Crow, where's my boy Dragon's Den Books? Where is he at? Is he in my chat? We've been watching Crypto Crow talk about yet another reanalysis of what's going on with Cardano, and yet another price prediction between $8 and $12. I think he said something about $9 Cardano in November, December. So look forward to that. I know I will. Number 9, Bitcoin mining and policy boosts. Miners benefited. Okay, so these are my mining specific. I think. Bitcoin mining and miners benefited from pro-crypto policies, with American Bitcoin's raise continuing to influence the sector. So as a Bitcoin miner, I like to pay attention to what's going on in the Bitcoin mining sector. And number 10, it just says the top cryptos for July: the BTC, Ethereum, USDT, XRP, and BNB. Oh yeah, look at that. I forgot to talk about that. Thank you for reminding me. So up at the top, you can see, where am I at? Where is it? Right above Cardano, you can see a new script. I think Roman suggested this and I went with it. Roman, because I talk about crypto mining. And so right up here is how many Satoshis that I have mined. Remember, Satoshi is 1/100 millionth of a Bitcoin. So it's very, very small. But so basically I've made $1.80, maybe a little bit more than that. But yeah, so that is just running. That's been running since I started the stream, and it will continue to run. And it just refreshes. It's not an actual, like, tied to my miners. It's just a script that, based on my hash rate, how much approximately I am making. And it's like a Satoshi a second, sometimes 2 Satoshis a second. So that's really cool. Thank you for reminding me of that. It is very cool. Very cool. Glad you can enjoy it. Let's get back into the news. All right, we got our top gainers and top losers. Let's just read over this price action overview. Bitcoin dominated with a surge to $123,000 before closing around $118,000, supported by ETF inflows and policy wins. Cardano rallied 10 to 20%, I think it was more than that, trading at 74 cents to 84 cents amid ETF and DeFi hype, with bulls defending 68-cent support. The market saw broad gains, with 90 plus of the top 100 coins up midweek, but a slight dip in the market cap, 3.68 trillion, reflected late volatility. Altcoins like Tezos and CoinFlux led, while Ethereum and meme coins lagged. All right, in as few breaths as possible, the top gainers. Are you ready? Tezos up 41%. There was another breath. Dang it, I messed up. CoinFlux up 30%. Mantra up 25%. Cardano up 15 to 20%. And Bitcoin up 3.3 to 5%. It's a different format. So I was used to the other one, and so I just kind of got a little caught up. I got a little nervous. Let's try again. Ethereum down 2 to 3%, Dogecoin down 2%, Binance Coin down 1.5%, Cosmos down 1%, and Nexo down 1%, all in one breath. It's a little bit easier actually with that one. All right, I've got, if you are listening, let's see how many people we got listening right now. Oh man, some people dropped out. But we've got a total of 5 people watching between Rumble and YouTube. We had like 8 people in here just a minute ago, so maybe they went to rewind. There they go. Some of them are coming back. So I have a trivia question for you. This one's really easy. You now have the easiest chance you will ever have to get up onto my leaderboard. Is it over there? Where is it? I forget where I'm pointing. It's over here. You have a chance to get on the leaderboard. Are you ready? Oh, I didn't even show you the losers. There's the losers. All right. If you're listening and you want a chance to become on the leaderboard here with 1 point, your trivia question is, what is the maximum supply of Bitcoin designed to create scarcity like digital gold? What is the maximum supply of Bitcoin? What do you think? Don't Google it. Don't you dare. No cheating. All right. Let's check in with our market sentiment, our technical analysis. So right now we've taken a pretty big nosedive here, which kind of sucks, but it's all right. I was hoping for a late night pump, and just looking at the volume here, so our price right now is $117,134.13, and I'm hoping, you know, you can see the volume start to come up. Our blue volume wave is starting to be in a little bit of a downtrend, but you know, sometimes those are not as big. Sometimes they are. But we'll see what happens. We had a nice big, like this one. This was a nothing little worm. But yeah, so we'll start to come up here around midnight. Looks like that. Looks like midnight. And that'll be Monday morning in Asia, in the Asian market. So maybe we'll see some price action. I sure hope so. I'll be watching it all night. What about you? All right. Let's look on a daily, and we'll go back over the week. That's what I like to do. Don't forget this is our weekly outlook. So let's get rid of some of that. All right, so this is our daily chart. You're in 6 shorts and 1 long. The long is Bitcoin, and you've had it since 108,000. That's awesome. That is awesome. I hope that you make some money. My trades have been going exceedingly well as well. I caught a bottom with ADA. Last I looked, I was up like 16 bucks, I think. Ooh, 23. Yeah, so my ADA trade is up $23. It's pretty cool. My Bitcoin is only up $2, but it wasn't a very big trade. That is a $4 trade. And my ADA trade, I put $13 on, and so I'm making 23 already. So that is excellent. That's really excellent. So I hope you are having as much success. Does anyone care to answer how many Bitcoin are the max supply? I know somebody knows it. Chris, you can get on the board. I haven't talked a lot in a while, so reminder, stay hydrated and get your daily dose. All right. So, over the last 7 days, let's look at it. Where are we at? So right here, yep, we had our nice meteoric rise. Glitch Cut Productions, hello to you and welcome. Feel free to click on the link and join our free Discord. I forgot to mention, if you're in the Discord, there is a link. I should probably pin that link. There's a link that you can click and get 2 free months on my Patreon. So join the Discord. And 1 million, if that was your answer, that is not correct. Chris came in with the correct answer of 21 million Bitcoin that there will ever be. Oh, I forgot to tell you. I forgot to mention. There was an update. I'm going to have to find this video that I saw or look a little bit into it. But remind me, if you remember on July 4th, it was a couple weeks ago here, July 4th, there was this wallet that had not moved Bitcoin in like 15 years. And it all of a sudden moved, I think it was 10,000 Bitcoin that it moved. Yo, what's up, Jim? 1 million, that is, I don't know, that is not right. It is 21 million Bitcoin is the max. But yeah, so this Bitcoin that hadn't been moved in a while, and then all of a sudden somebody moved 10,000 Bitcoin, which is worth like $8 billion or something, mustache twirls. But there's some deeper stuff going on. I saw a video, and we'll get into that, but just remind me if I forget. There was something really fishy about that, and I saw a really interesting video about it. What's up, everybody? So yeah, so Jim says, I don't like moving back into the bands. All right, so by that, you're talking about these moving averages, I'm assuming. And yeah, so I don't like it either. I don't like when we're in price discovery and we start to dip back down. That's one thing I don't like. But you know what? We're going to stabilize. We're going to set, because remember, when we're in price discovery, there are no rules. All the rules go out the window. All of our predictive models go out the window. Nothing means anything. You can't really tell what's going to happen when we hit that price discovery mode. So that's where we hit right about here. You know, once we started surpassing, I think it was 112. Once we passed 112,000, which was our previous all-time high, we entered price discovery. So we stabilized here. We set a new resistance at about 118,000, 117,000, where we've been hanging out all week. So that's one good thing. I think we set a little bit of resistance, which will then turn into support when we surpass it for sure. The theory by some Bitcoin people is that the wallet was possibly exploited using a documented exploit in old wallets. That's basically what I heard, but it goes a little bit deeper. I don't know if you saw the whole story, but I'll talk a little bit about it if I can find that video, or maybe I'll just look it up, because it's a little wild. Let me finish going through these charts, and then we will talk about some of that stuff. All right, let's look at our beloved ADA. I just love ADA so much. I just want to call it my beloved. All right, so there we have our hourly candles for ADA. A nice rise over, what was that, yesterday? Yeah, basically yesterday and today. A nice rise. I didn't even notice. But we're setting some pretty good levels here for ADA. I like it. Anything under $1 and I'm buying more ADA. You can be assured of that. All right, so we are looking at 85 cents, 85.40 basically for ADA, and we're coming down a little bit, but again, look at this big move we had, and we're starting to come back down. Let's take a look at the dailies. Oh yeah, look at that beauty. Look at that beauty. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, straight up over the last 7 days. So I think because Bitcoin is falling a bit, everything else is rising. All right, fake firm sending out the... Oh, was that fake? Interesting. Oh, okay. See, I didn't know all of that, so I think you know a little bit more than I did. I just saw a little video about it. I was like, oh, that's interesting. All right. So, what I learned today was that when we are in these price discovery moments, it is on-chain data, okay? Data that's derived from the Bitcoin blockchain that is the most reliable source of predictions and things like that, like what exactly is happening. So that kind of validates why I look at the things I look at. I knew there was a reason, but this is kind of helping us tell what's going to happen with the market, basically. So we've got our hash rate over the last, we're talking about the last week. So back here, we had a huge rise, a huge dump, and then coming back to stabilize, pulling back up a bit. So this is our hash rate. It fluctuates as people pull things on and off. Let's just take a quick look at some other things. Okay, so stocks look to be down. Apple's up. Rhythm's up a little bit. Tesla's up. Okay, gold up 4%. I think this is on a daily chart, daily outlook. Silver, $38. Wow. Good thing I didn't sell all of it. $66 for a barrel of oil. Okay, our foreign currency exchanges, our DXY is at 98, which I think is pretty strong, but I think anything under 100 means a weaker dollar, which is good for Bitcoin. Yeah, I saw that, Jim. I saw that. It's really interesting. I find it very interesting. So, cryptocurrency, I hope we have a nice week this week. All right, let's continue. Let's go on to, what is this? Bringing traditional equities and on-chain. How about you get this out of my face so I can reload my stuff? All right, let's look at this. Let's reload a bit. Ugh, it does this every time. Yes, Cypher Tux. Yep, that's what I saw. I'll have to pull that up so we can take a look at it. Because it just blew my mind. I was like, oh my gosh. That is something interesting, that's for sure. All right, let's reset this. Let's take a look at our active addresses here. So we've been pretty much fluctuating within this range. So again, you can't really see what I'm looking at very well, but I'm just going to continue to show it because it will start to show a little bit of movement up, and we'll take a look at it and we'll have the history of me looking at it. All right, so I'm looking at this line that fluctuates up and down. It doesn't show very visibly to you. You can see the average, the moving averages here. All right, next. Let's reset our zoom. Let's reload our page. And let's see. Okay, we've been stable. Okay, we're waiting for another difficulty adjustment. All right, coin market cap sentiment. We are barely hanging on to greed. That's okay. Okay, look at this. This is a significant change. We have flipped. This was 30 and now it's 50. So we are 50-50 here between Bitcoin and altcoin season. That's a big move. Let's see what our dominance looks like. Okay, Bitcoin dominance is down pretty significantly. So this is altcoin season. A little temporarily, a little altcoin season. All right, let's see what our search trends are. Okay, AI took that big nosedive and is starting to recover. Bitcoin came up a bit and it's stabilizing, I would say. There it is. Look, that is quite a rise. Look at that. To 61 and now to 58. So this is the week coming up that we're at 58. All right, let's see if we've overtaken anybody. Not yet. We're holding strong above Alphabet, but Amazon, I got my eye on you, sir. All right, let's pull this up before I go into X. Let's check this out. A little side quest. Nope, that's not it. Oops. 4th of July, where is this? Okay, before the man. Okay, so this basically is it. Where is it? 4th of July. I wonder if this is it. Let's open both of these. So basically what happened was everybody thought, oh man, some OG whale just moved 10,000 Bitcoin or something in a wallet that had 80,000 Bitcoin in it, right? 80,000 Bitcoin. Where are we at? This is not a whole story. I don't like that. Let's see. Let's check this out. Because I don't speak a French. I do not speak a French. Thank you for translating. The mystery. There we go. All right. Oh, it was purged? Oh my god, that even adds more difficulty or more more mystery to this mystery. All right. So basically what happened? This wallet moved like $8 billion worth of Bitcoin, like 10,000 Bitcoin or something, or maybe 80,000 Bitcoin, it says. And so what happened was this transaction, although on the surface it appeared to be just some OG Bitcoiner who'd been hodling for 15 years, just all of a sudden decided, now's my time to take some profits. Right? On the surface, that's what everybody was thinking. That's what all the posts on X were about. And then we were just like, okay, cool. Wish that was me. Moving on. But that's not where the story ends. There were some messages that were tied to this transaction. Legal notice. We have taken possession of this portfolio and its contents. Not abandoned. Prove it with a transaction on the chain using the private key before September 30th. Notice to owner. See Solomon Brothers, blah, 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 owner's notice. Okay, and if you go here, and I don't know what the numbers mean. I think they meant something, but I don't know what that exactly meant. But they give them some time, and like, that's just crazy. Imagine if this was your wallet, and you were just chilling and hodling, and then all of a sudden somebody tried to steal your money. Right? So this is a legal notice, right? It appears to be legitimate, but of course, you know, anybody can draft up something, especially now with the help of AI. So they sent this out in a message. This was the link that you could go to. And so basically, own up that you own this stuff or we're going to take it. $8 billion. That's incredible. So there was some exploit they took advantage of and were able to gain access and gain the keys for this wallet. And so they're giving somebody, if they do own it, they're giving somebody the chance to claim it and say, hey, this is actually my Bitcoin, leave me the hell alone. But it does not appear, unless we hear otherwise, before October 5th, it's incredible. It's incredible. And that gives me a new business idea. I say, hey, let's go find some abandoned wallets. Jesus. I could just use like 10 Bitcoin or 1,000 Bitcoin. That'd be great. I have to go to 10,000 Bitcoin. But we're going to leave this story up and see what else develops. But like, that's craziness. All right, let's check out. What is this? Okay, let's check out our market sentiment on X. All right, here we go. December 5th, the year 2000. Internet may be just a passing fad as millions give up on it. Oh my God. The internet may only be a passing fad for many users, according to a report. Researchers found that millions were turning their back on the World Wide Web. When was the last time you heard that phrase? Frustrated by its limitations and unwilling to pay high access charges. They say that email, far from replacing other forms of communication, is adding to an overload of information. Oh boy, can't you just wait another 15, 20 years and you'll see just about how overloaded you can be with information. So Jim says, Solomon Brothers was a New York-based firm that went defunct in 2003. The group, I just assume it's not an individual, used the firm as a front to send these messages to people. Because, yeah, if you saw that message, it looks really legit. And, maybe you don't go into too much depth looking at, who these people are. But, yeah, it's just interesting. It's just interesting how something can be interpreted as one thing, and then we find out, oh, it's actually something very different. That's crazy. Loophole in New York City law or New York state law that would technically allow them to acquire the coins as unclaimed funds by citing the wallets as abandoned. That's what I'm saying. If this is legal, let's get out there and find some of these old abandoned wallets. Because there's at least 1 million coins that potentially are abandoned and lost. And something that was stated in this this information thing, it was saying we're just trying to help out the ecosystem. We're just helping out the ecosystem, making the ecosystem healthier and things like that. So who knows? Who really knows? I find it very interesting and I want to get my cut. I don't know how possible that is, but certainly a goal, that's for sure. So Michael Saylor says he'll be buying the top forever for a reason. Even if you bought one Bitcoin at the top of every cycle, you'd have turned $90,000 into $470,000. 420% gain by being consistently wrong with the worst timing imaginable. And how could you buy literally the top? Because it lasts for such a short period of time, you really couldn't. Okay. Exploit only works when the wallet in question moves the coins, which is why they sent the OP return to specific wallets that would qualify. Once the owner scrambled to move the coins, they swooped in using the exploit. Oh, interesting. This is so many layers of interesting. ADA update. All right, let's look a little bit of this. Maybe we'll go, I don't know how far we'll go into this. Stay hydrated, water's good for you, blah, blah, blah. Now that the initial euphoric hype has pretty much settled down, you need to understand all the relevant price levels for ADA so you can plan accordingly. 0.5 Fibonacci, first level that confirms bullish continuation. 0.8 USD, if you notice, I don't understand all this Fibonacci stuff. So blah, 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 they're getting all these levels and things like that, so we'll see where we're at. ETH, ADA's 1 is at $14. So yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Something around $8 to $12 ADA. Fibonacci levels help you plan your risk thresholds. My $1 target is based loosely on the 618 Fibonacci. So yeah, I don't understand a whole lot of that stuff, but basically we're looking pretty good. So yeah, you make your first Bitcoin process, Bitcoin, and then you start to see all the things. All the things. You are awakened and unplugged from the matrix. You have laser eyes, and then you go crazy eating all the Bitcoin. People would rather sit here for 45 years than try to get rich. I don't know if it's that, or if it's they don't think they can do it, or they think it's easier, they want the easy way out. I think most people take the easy way out. Exploit was known in the past but was generally unusable. The theory by Cypher Tux and his colleagues is that AI makes it possible to fish out the exploit when a transfer is executed. Interesting. So yeah, I would not want to be stuck in a cubicle, would you? All right, the year is 2045. Let's see what we got. $8.50 for a gallon of gas. $1.4 million for a house. $28,000 S&P. $140,000 NASDAQ, $97,000 median U.S. income, $7,000 gold per ounce, and $13.3 million Bitcoin. That would be great. More people than ever are unemployable due to AI and robotics. More people than ever can retire if they save money. Sailor is worth $1 trillion and is 80. You are 2 decades older. Family members pass. Life change. You're rich. Most young adults don't remember your favorite songs. Bitcoin has become 7% of the world's asset in a mere 36 years. Pessimists say it can't get to 20. Optimists say it's still cheap under 50% and US dollar decline is inevitable. The realists still believe Bitcoin is going to $1 billion, but it will take a long time. If the optimists are right, they probably are. These are your trade-offs. Yeah, so this is that chart that I've been showing about all the different market caps of all the different investments. So $280 trillion market cap. Hello. Pulse Chain Treasury has 170,000 ETH. Do your own research, look into it. Yeah, I'm not convinced about all these Ethereum treasuries. They're trying to, they're trying to be like the Bitcoin treasuries, but I honestly feel like Ethereum has had its day. I really do. Interesting. So Jim says money is great, but if you can't find meaning after the money, life spirals. Been there. Interesting. The cubicle thing is a poor take. Okay. So I mean, money does not solve all your problems. That's 100% sure. And if you have nothing, if you have no worries in the world and you just have a bunch of money, if you just get a bunch of money without having to really earn it and know what it takes to actually earn the money, then yeah, it doesn't mean anything to you, and you're not going to know how to make it last. You're not going to know, all the things that go into having a large amount of money, at any scale. If you go from being completely broke to having a couple $1,000s in the bank, same thing, I would imagine. But yeah, so it's like you definitely need some kind of meaning. If you wake up one day and you're like, I don't have to work anymore. Okay, cool. But like your life may not have a purpose, unless you become a big philanthropist and actually help people and find the meaning in all of the time that you now have. Because I think that to me is the biggest thing is, it's like, Bitcoin is time. I actually saw a video today or may have been a post on X or something like that, but it was like, Bitcoin is not a blockchain. The word blockchain never occurs in the Bitcoin white paper. What does occur is timestamp, right? So Bitcoin is time. And I think I do have this. Let me see. Let me scroll down. Because I think I saw this. Okay, maybe not. It must have been a video that I watched. Oh, here. Yep, here it is. Okay, Satoshi created Bitcoin to be time. Okay, so you get your time back. Failure to understand the proof of work is failure to understand Bitcoin. While gold is stuck in the ground, Bitcoin is stuck in time. Bitcoin is money plus time plus energy plus information. There is no mention of blockchain in the white paper. Satoshi calls it a timestamp server. Proof of work is what allows Bitcoin to establish an undisputable, oh, you can't see any of this, undisputable history of events. It is the only way to make a peer-to-peer cash work, i.e., coordinate a network and prevent double spending. It links the tangible universe to digitally scarce money. If you don't have proof of work, you don't have real-world atoms in your Bitcoin. That is profound right there. That's pretty profound. Altcoins fail because they attempt to move faster than the speed of light. And as we know, you cannot move faster than the speed of light. Oops. With Bitcoin, the information is the asset. People want instant final settlement, and Bitcoin teleports data. Bitcoin is a bearer instrument in your brain. Energy spent on proof of work is why you can't time travel with Bitcoin. Bitcoin needs its own time to keep track of transaction settlement. Who controls the time? The timestamp server, aka the Bitcoin blockchain, maintained by nodes and miners. Satoshi gave digital information a direction of time. Would that be the fourth dimension, I think? So that's an interesting thought. Definitely an interesting thought. So Bitcoin, think about it more as something about time. So unless you've read at least one of these books, spare me the debate about why your shitcoin is better than Bitcoin. I've read this one, the Bitcoin Standard. I have that on my bookshelf over there. And yeah, I think that was it. That's about the Maori stones and gold and Bitcoin and all that stuff. That was a good read. Okay, here's something cool. Whoa. So Elon Musk says this will become normal in the future. Let's check that out one more time. Scooping the popcorn. Does a pretty good job of it. Scooping the popcorn. Here you go, sir. Thanks. Have a good day. And they'll be able to talk to you and everything. So Optimus is serving popcorn is the best thing you'll see on the internet today. Elon Musk says this will become normal in a few years. I think it will, and that's kind of weird. All right, let's take a little journey here, friends. Let's time travel. Let's time travel for just a minute and see what money was.
Today, we're going back in time to ask the people of the past one simple question. What is money?
Excuse me, what do you use for money around here?
Turns out, not every economy is ready for interviews.
How do you buy things?
Shiny rock. Me trade. Me happy.
What do people here use for money?
Cowrie shells. Shiny, rare, and perfect for trade. If you've got a handful, you're basically royalty.
Counts as real money here.
Denarii, solid silver. You use it to buy bread, wine, or mercy. Especially mercy.
This is our money. A rice stone. It doesn't move, but everyone remembers who it belongs to.
Money today is great. When we run out, we just print more.
Yep.
Is Bitcoin real money? If you don't believe me or don't get it, I don't have time to convince you. Sorry.
What's money in the year 2140?
By the way, that was an actual quote from Satoshi. If you don't have, I don't have time to explain it to you, basically.
Sorry.
What's money in the year 2140?
1 Satoshi. Fiat is gone. Bitcoin is forever.
From shiny rocks to worthless fiat, and now Bitcoin. Math wins. Reporting from Mars, Didac is out.
Pretty interesting. Pretty interesting. So yeah, all of those things are legit. This right here is just what I was talking about. Where is it? Yep. So these big stones were used as a currency. And if you owed somebody money, you just gave them your stone. Of course, you didn't actually move the stone, But yeah, you said, okay, I transfer ownership of the stone to you. Until some guy with a boat, I think an Englishman, came around and was like, yo, these people are using rocks as money. Guess what we're going to do? We're going into the rock making business. And so they just basically printed up a bunch of money for those people in that economy and ruined the whole thing, basically. All right, this is a little bit lengthy, but I encourage you to find it and watch this little thing. It's a very interesting take on what Bitcoin is. Let's see. Oh, this was cool. How short is this? Okay, it's very short.
U.S. Has 11 million years of workers' wages.
11 million.
Stone pyramid in
11 million years of workers' wages.
U.S. Has 11 million years of workers' wages buried in a stone pyramid in Kentucky in gold. That's obviously very antiquated. That's what the pharaohs did 40 centuries ago. I think that'll be transferred into crypto, Bitcoin, over the next few years. U.S. Has
That's
11
interesting.
million years of workers' wages.
Interesting. Of course, Fort Knox is what he's talking about. So that will be transferred into Bitcoin. Look at these giveaways. Little BitAxe giveaway. I entered. Hopefully I get it. So just can't believe years of talking about Bitcoin and his friends ignored him. Then XRP moves 10% and they ask if they should buy. Why do so many people trust XRP, the biggest scam shitcoin out there, over 5 years, and it's returned 0%? It moves 10% and everyone jumps on it. Bitcoin breaks an all-time high, stable, mass adoption, institutional adoption, government adoption up 100% in 12 months, yet they choose XRP. I think it comes down, this person thinks, BTC Club thinks it comes down to price illusion. Bitcoin looks expensive at 180,000. That's Australian dollars, and XRP at $5, though these newbies have zero idea how market capitulation or outstanding supply work. It's horrendous. XRP is a scam. I agree with that, although I do have some, because I do think that it's going to perform this market, and then I'm going to ditch it, make some money, and put it into Bitcoin. So I think we talked about this the last time I was on, but basically the Clarity Act has recognized 3 blockchains. Oh, my air conditioner's off. As likely mature. Okay. Bitcoin, obviously, it says likely mature, fully decentralized, proof of work, fair distribution, and no central control. Ethereum, I don't agree with this, but likely mature, decentralized, proof of stake, with broad development and public token distribution. But I think there was a lot of insider stuff going on. Okay, BNB, let's read XRP. Not mature. Ripple controls a large portion of supply and influences consensus. So XRP, and it always has been, is centralized. Cardano, likely mature. Public, proof of stake with diverse validators and no single holder over 20%. Except for me. No, I'm just kidding. Solana, not mature. Insider heavy supply and core development centralized under the Solana Foundation. Dogecoin, borderline. Everybody likes to crap on Doge because it's a meme coin, but it actually is proof of work. Decentralized control, but high token concentration in a few wallets. And I'm not even going to talk about Tron. Anyway, so did you buy Bitcoin under $100,000? Yes, I did. Okay, so let's see. Is that it? I think that might be it. We talked about that. Oh, yeah. Here we go. Let's end on this one. Ooh, let's finish this here. Sorry. All right. Cardano ADA global search interest surged 300% on Google Trends since July. Let's look that up. Can I duplicate this? Yeah, let's look that up. Because if I put in Cardano, let's see what we get. Yo! Look at that. All right. The last time it peaked up there. Yo, I think we're going to add Cardano to our list of things to look at. Look at that. That is incredible growth. That's incredible. So this is the next upcoming week. That's crazy. That's really nice. I like to see that. Ooh, let's check in on my node real quick before we call it a day. But before we do that, let's take a look. I'm sorry, I had to go with it. It went there, so I went there. The candle went to the light bulb. The horse went to the automobile. The newspaper went to your laptop. The dollar will go to Bitcoin, and there's nothing you can do to stop it. You should run a node. It's taken a long time to sync up. From what I hear, not everybody has to go through this. I thought I had a good internet service, but I don't know what's going on. Verizon, Frontier, whatever. 40%. It's been like weeks. Anyway, I do have other nodes, but this is the one I'm looking at right now. So I have taken a miner offline because like I said, I blew out my house circuit. So my hash rate has dropped a little bit, about 100, 90 to 100. And you can see here my inflows have dropped significantly back to what they were. So instead of the 2 Avalon miners, I have the Avalon 1246 and the Avalon Q running instead of the 2 big honking loud ones. So yesterday I made $9. Yeah, that's about what I'm looking to make. So I had a good run. I'm going to look at bringing one of them back online and seeing if I can get more. But my power bill is exceedingly high right now. So anyway, I don't know, with my loss of income, I don't know how much longer I can support that. So anyway, here we are. I hope we got 14 people watching on YouTube. Throw me some love in the chat. Say hello. Drop a like. Drop a subscribe. If you're here for the first time, say hello. This is a very welcoming community. And we also have a Discord that you can join and hear about all of our stuff that we like to do. So, again, we're looking at 5,912 subscribers. I know there is, what is that? 78 people out there. Is that right? 80, yeah, I think. Nope. 88 people out there. I know there's 88 people out there who will want to hit that subscribe button. I know that's you. I know you can do it. Anyway, I hope you have had fun and you've enjoyed yourself here on this Sunday edition. Hey, Chris, I am so glad to have you back. I hope everything's going well. Just know that I'm killing mosquitoes over here. I don't know if you heard that. But just know, you are not in the struggle alone. And we do better when we come together as a community. So, it'll make you feel great. You know it. You know you do. It's a great community. Be a part of it. Chris is one of the OGs here. If he was around more. So, here we are. It is time to say goodnight. I have to say, I like the new chair. The new chair is very comfortable, although I got it because it has a back on it, unlike my piano stool. But still, it's just too far back for me to just be sitting here. Although that's kind of nice. I just feel kind of chill. I'm like, am I too chill? I think I'm too chill. But it feels good. I'm just trying to make the best of, what's going on here. But I feel like I'm just leaning forward into this mic. There we go. That's a little bit better. But still, I'm not chilling back. And this is as far forward as it goes. But I will figure it out. And don't forget, we got a new desk that will be in here very soon. Hopefully tomorrow. We'll see how much work I can get done tonight. Things actually just started to look up during this stream. Yo! That's good. I'm very happy for you, Chris. And environment to now being thrown right into the fire. And you know that meme. Whatever. You know that meme. Forgets meme.